Part 2 starts from where the previous episode ended. Ligon sells a button of his coat, which was made of pure diamond. The oil is surprised to see this, so after going out of the shop, she was looking at those buttons on the coat of Ligon looking at her. Ligon sees her and says that, "Are you still not believed? Where did the diamonds come to you from? Have you stolen them?" Ligon tells him that, "Have you ever seen a thief who takes a police along to sell his diamonds?" Tool says, "What trust do you have who does not have his ID proof? Who tells that these diamonds are specially put on my coat by my daima?" Tool says that it can be they have stolen it from somewhere. Ligon says, "Okay, I will ask them when I return home. By the way, he is not one of the thieves." Then he sees a 63-stored building. Then he asks Tool about that building. Tool says, "Why, there are no such buildings in your world?" What Ligon says, "In my world too. There are such buildings in every city." 60 plus is there, by the way. Is there only one in your city? Oil says, "Yes, there is only one in this city. By the way, you can now take a taxi from the nearby road and go to your hotel." By saying this, she starts leaving, but Ligon comes in front of her and says, "Please don't go. It took me 25 years to find you. I wish this day would have been a little longer so that I could have more with you. There would be a chance to spend time, but Tel threatened him and said that you move from the front or I need to take some action." Then Tool gets a call from Shinji, who calls him to help in the investigation, so Tool leaves. Then Ligon keeps looking at him. Here Yusuf was sitting at his house watching TV when he gets a call from Ligon, who, when he calls him to meet, Ligon had taken his number in the police station itself, and then Yusuf told him about this hotel. Then Ligon makes a lot of shopping for Yonsob. Then both come to Ligon's room with a lot of branded goods. "I don't talk to a stranger." Then Ligon says that all the things you have in your hand are yours. Joseon Yusuf comes running and says, "Tell me what to ask." Ligon says, "Do you have any childhood photos?" Yusuf shows him his childhood picture. Even in childhood, it looked like Jong of the Republic of Korea. Ligon confirms that this is really his look-alike, and this is a parallel world where all the people of the Kingdom of Korea have look-alikes in this world. Then Yunsuf's phone gets threatening messages, which Yunsuf is scared to see because at the behest of Yunsuf, Ligon put his horse Maximus in front of the oil house. "I had kept it in the yard and left a note for it that Yunsuf told me about such a big yard of your house. That's why take care of my Maximus for a few days." Seeing this, Tool gets very angry. Tool's friend woman says that it does not seem to be a common horse. Surely its owner will be very rich. Then Tool goes angrily. Ligon hotels now. Tool did not know the name of Ligon, so she starts telling the hotel staff the body structure of Ligon and asks her room number. If the hotel staff does not tell the room number, then Tiwal writes in a paper that "Come to meet me in 10 minutes or else I will sell your horse." Then the oil asks to deliver this paper to Ligon, which comes down quickly as soon as she gets it. So Tool asks him, "Why did you leave that horse at my house?" Ligon says, "If you don't have any problem, can you give my Maximus some space at your house?" Tool says, "I have a problem." Ligon says, "You don't have to do anything. I will feed him and give him a bath. It's just a matter of time. Then I have to go to my world too." Tool asks, "Then when are you going?" "That I have not decided yet, but will go after a few days because I feel good here with you." Then Tool ties her hair and says that I will only let the horse stay outside my house till your DNA results come. So Ligon says that do not tie your hair. You look better in open hair. Do not try to be more smart. He's a poor animal. That's all. I will let your horse stay outside my house for 40 hours. Take it as soon as your DNA results come. The next day, when Tool was doing her investigation, Ligon was calling her repeatedly to meet her, sometimes to eat something, sometimes to ask something about this world. Ligon starts roaming in this world and starts calling Tool repeatedly and asking about things here. This makes Tool upset with him, while we see Laren, who is living on top of a hill far away from the city in this Republic of Korea, where he had made a lot of disciples in this world too, but Liram had kept the mom of this world alive of Ligon look-alike. When the time comes, Tool comes home after finishing her duty to use her, where she brought carrots to feed the horse. But Maximus does not eat carrots from her hand. On the contrary, Tool is afraid of her. So she immediately calls Ligon, who is just reading in the library. Tool goes to talk to her. She is accompanied by Yonsaf, who tells Tel that he does not know what happened to it since yesterday he is just reading the book. Ligon was actually falling outside the history of Goria of this world. Then the oil comes and sits in front of him, due to which all the girls around him start gossiping whether this girl is Ligon's girlfriend. Because all these girls had come here to see Ligon, seeing the surrounding environment, Tool takes her to the restaurant from here to talk to her, where Tool starts eating chicken comfortably but does not eat Ligon because he always eats food only after testing someone else. On asking Tool, he says that if it happens, then I will die in this world. So now what I am going to say can be my last words. Thank you for everything, and especially for you are in this world. Ligon starts eating food, which he finds very tasty, after which Tel asks him what you were doing in the library. Ligon says that I was reading about the history of Korea of your world, which is quite different from my world, but he tells him the story of his Korea empire. She starts telling, but Tool accepts her story and says that, maybe you are a novel writer, by the way. If this story of yours is good, then If it's good, then he asks him, why don't you even believe my words once? Rule replies, because your words make no sense. This nonsense about the parallel world you talk about only seems good in a story, so don't talk too much, eat quietly, and wait for your DNA results. Ligon asks, if you don't trust my words, then why are you helping me? The Rail says, because I am a good police officer and my job is to assist citizens. Aegon asks if there is any other reason why I should stay in your world. This is where you remain silent. The scene cuts, here in the Kingdom of Korea. Jo-young does his best to find Ligon. After this, we see a reporter, Sunny, who was the lookalike of Oil's friend woman in the parallel world where she used to work in a press. She gets a call from the Royal Public Affairs Office in which she is called for an interview. Then she meets Jo-young here, who asks to see her camera. Because Rowan was taking photos and videos in the competition that day, his camera might know something about the rabbit hoodie girl, Luna. That's why he gives her his email address and asks her to send all the photos and videos of the rowing competition that day via email to him. Sunny is very happy to meet Jo-young because she was a huge fan of him, Ligon. Coming into his room, he realizes all the diamonds in his coat have been stolen. Then he goes to Tool's house where, after feeding Maximus, he realizes he only has a few bucks left. So he enters the woman's coffee shop, drinks a coffee, and waits for Tool to come out. But then Shinza Tool comes here to invite Ligon for dinner. He recognizes Ligon when he sees him. Tool had arrested him a few days ago. Then he comes to query, asking what he is doing here. But Ligon speaks with his royal tone and begins to explain that if he were in his world, he would have beheaded him. He starts conversing with him flippantly and starts telling him that if he was in his world, he would have beheaded him. Speaking like this, Shinji takes his own photo and threatens to throw him in jail if he shows up again. He calls Tool and asks her to come to the nearby restaurant. Tool finishes some work and comes downstairs asking him, "What are you doing here?" Ligon says, "I was waiting for you. Let's go together." But Tool leaves saying, "There's no need." But on the way, she can't stop thinking about Ligon. She messages Shinja, "You start eating and all, I'll have dinner at home." Saying this, she comes back to Ligon and asks, "Why are you still standing here?" Ligon tells her, "You shouldn't treat me like this. It hurts." Tool asks, "Why? What happened?" Ligon says, "I know only you in this world, so you can't just leave me like this." Tool says, "Oh, hello, mister, I don't know you. Enough of you now, quietly tell the truth. Who are you and how do you know me?" Ligon says that I told you 25 years ago your ID card. I got it from a man ever since I got it. I'm looking for the man and you. Tool asks, "Well, who was that man?" Ligon says, "I didn't see his face. Your date in that ID card, the date of birth and ID card issue was also written on the 11th of November 2019. Oil says, "I have my ID card and not yet November 11th, 2019. That's why stop your nonsense and go home. You have no family. Won't they be worried about you?" "I don't have a family and I am still single." "What should I do knowing that you are single?" Ligon says, I have taken a very important decision. I want to give you that position from which you can know everything about me." Taehul says, "Well, then tell me who." "See position is," Ligon says, "Lieutenant Jung Taehul. I accept you as my wife, the Empress of the Kingdom of Korea." Listen to what you are shocked to hear. Lycon says, "You want me to stay here now? You have become a region." From what the whole hears, starts looking at him shockingly. And the end of episode 2 with the video happens here. If you like the video, then the video, like Cardina channel for the first time, then do subscribe and hit the see the bell icon in the next part. Until then, take care and bye bye.